Hi, and welcome to Between Worlds. I'm your host, Ariel, and I'm really glad you're here. And I know that sounds like a thing that people say, but I actually mean it. If you found this show, it means something caught your attention. Maybe one of the guests I talked to, maybe a topic. Maybe you're just in a weird season where you're curious about things that you weren't curious about 6 months ago. I don't know. But you're here, and that matters. The show is for people who are growing, and I don't mean in some big transformational way. I just mean trying to figure things out. Maybe you're exploring meditation, maybe you're deep in your healing, maybe you're building something and you have no idea who you are in the process. Maybe you just like good conversations with interesting people. That's what we do here. Between Worlds is about the people doing the work, so coaches, healers, founders, teachers, and what they're actually bringing to the world. Every episode, I sit down with someone who has something real to share, and my job is pretty simple. I ask the questions that I think you'd probably ask if you were sitting in my seat. The ones that take these big ideas and make them make sense. The ones that make you go, oh, okay, I get it now. Or, wait, I want to know more about that. Because that's what I know about you. You're smart, you're curious, and you don't want someone talking to you like you're dumb, because that's annoying, right? You want a real conversation that actually goes somewhere. That's this. Here's why I'm the one doing this, because you're probably wondering, who is this random lady talking to me? I know I would be. But I'm just someone genuinely still figuring this life out. I am not someone who has it all together, standing on a mountaintop, telling you what to do. I've honestly spent most of my life feeling like I don't fully belong anywhere. I'm either too spiritual for practical people or too practical for spiritual ones. I know what it feels like to hear someone talk about self-love and think, okay, cool. But what does that actually mean in my life? Like, that's great and all, and then what? And how do I make that happen? You know, I know what it's like to be curious about something, but I have no idea where to start or who to trust. Or, you know, you learn a new topic, so you dig in, and then there's 5 billion people talking about the same thing, so you're not sure who to listen to. But I also know what it feels like when something finally clicks. When you find the right person or the right conversation, and suddenly what felt completely out of reach makes total sense. I'm not here as an expert. I'm just here as the person asking the questions I hope you'd ask. Every episode, we're going to have real conversation. No scripts, no fluff, no talking past each other. And at the end of every episode, I ask every guest the same thing, because I do believe this. The vision that you carry is the answer someone is searching for. So I ask them to speak directly to the person their work is meant for. And that moment, it's worth the whole episode every single time. And speaking of visions, if you're listening and thinking, oh, that's me, right? I have a huge vision. I have this huge vision, something that you're building or creating. And when you close your eyes, you can see it so clearly. You know the impact it's going to have. You can feel it in your jellies, and it lights you up. But then someone asks you what you do or what you're building, and you try to explain it, and they look at you like a deer in headlights, or it doesn't land, or something just doesn't click. They're nodding, but you can tell that they don't really get it. And you walk away thinking, I know this is big. I know this will change the world. I just can't make them see what I see. I've been there. I get it. This is actually part of what I do outside the podcast. I work one-on-one with people to help them find the words, not the perfect pitch, not marketing speak, just the language that translates what's in your head into something other people can actually connect to. So when you're done talking, they're as excited as you are. Because right now, that gap between what you see and what you can say, that's where everything gets stuck. And once you close that gap, everything else gets easier. This is the clarity that you need before you spend money on marketing, before you hire anyone, before you can do anything else. Because if you can't explain it clearly, right, nothing else matters. It's personal, it's focused, and it starts with a conversation. If you want to talk, there's a link in the show notes to book some time with me. But that's what this show is. That's why I'm here. And honestly, I'm just excited to have these conversations and share them with you, as I hope you already listened to them. Because I think we're all somewhere between worlds right now, between who we were and who we're becoming, between what we knew and what we're learning, between the version of ourselves that played it safe and the one that's ready to explore. And if you're in that space, you are not alone. There are a lot of us here, and we're figuring it out together. All right, I've got more episodes ready for you, so make sure you check those out. Subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. And if you think this could help someone you care about, share it, send it over. Worst case, they don't read it or listen to it, but sometimes they do. That's how this grows. Whatever you're carrying right now, the questions, the curiosity, the thing you're just starting to explore, trust it, keep going. And I am Ariel, and this is Between Worlds.